There is a new epidemic of STDs that is sweeping the nations at an alarming rate. This epidemic is having a devastating effect on the masses, and yet it is not causing the victims or would-be victims to change the habits that led to their infections. These STDs are deadly and spreading out of control, and yet there seems to be this deafening silence as to how to cure and stop this epidemic. Most individuals who have contracted one or more of these STDs is either in denial or too far gone to even care that their life in this life will soon be over. You see, the problem is that the pleasure of contracting these STDs was just too pleasurable to dismiss the danger in contracting them. The victims experienced or are experiencing a spiritual high that has them in what they believe to be cloud nine. But in reality is darkness at the end of a tunnel being disguised as light. As they near the end of this tunnel, they find themselves skipping along to reach the end faster than normal, believing that they are about to enter into a place of mental ecstasy, when in reality, their minds have created a fantasy that hides the reality of their demise brought on by their own destructive actions. These STDs have been downplayed and systematically described as social norms that came as a result of the need to unite people of different backgrounds, races, and cultures in a common area of interest called the strong delusion. Despite the obvious dangers and damage done to its subjects, there is this refusal to deal with this problem, to bring about solutions before the inevitable happens. What is the inevitable? Total annihilation of the mind, body, and soul of each subject. First, the soul and the mind of the subject goes. Then the body is the ultimate victim of this diabolical scheme to destroy humans. You may ask, how can an STD epidemic this monumental and damaging get this out of control without someone stepping in and taking action to stop it? Your clouded mind may never know. What are these STDs, you may ask? Socially transmitted distractions, seductively transmitted demons, systematically transmitted disorders, strongly transmitted delusions, sadistically transmitted dangers, satanically transmitted doctrines, and suddenly transmitted destruction. The first one, being socially transmitted distractions, is the main tool being used to zap your attention from things that truly matter, while keeping it trapped in an alternate reality of posts, comments, arguments, tweets, blogs, videos, viral content, conspiracy theories, and hashtags. As you surf your life away, believing that you are making a difference of positive consequence to those who may share or like your post, you have really duped your own mind into being complicit with wasting your life away. The second one, being seductively transmitted demons, is what has many confused. There is a mass of demonic activity that is either operating through or greatly influencing the minds of many people. These demons are causing people to act in ways that are abnormal to anything that we have ever encountered. The manifestation of these demons come in many forms, ranging from strange behavior to downright actions. Men and women alike are crossing over into strange sensual behavior that is borderline animalistic in nature, believing themselves to be expressing freedom. They are headed down a path of destruction. The third being systematically transmitted disorders denotes the fact that your demise is systematically orchestrated for reasons only those that are awakened can see. Many are infected by this particular STD because of their refusal to open their eyes to the reality of a system that will use some to aid in the destruction of others, while planning their destruction in the same manner after they have used them up as the personal mercenaries of destruction of those least desired. You were of no value to them either, but yet you were paid in full for your service, and now your reward is the same destruction that you helped to bring on others. Sucker. The fourth being strongly transmitted delusions is the most dangerous of all because it is the religious rhetoric of heretics and reprobates that has destroyed many lives. You believe you have a divine decree to indoctrinate the masses in a belief system in your euphorically sadistic methods of spreading what you call the good news. You have spread your delusions worldwide, and now the aftermath is a deluded, mind-controlled mass of people who believe themselves to have a spiritual connection to God. And yet, they are farther from Him as the center of the earth is from the moon. Your delusions have infected a worldwide population, and you still just don't see and cannot fathom the damage that has been done. That is in most cases irreversible. The fifth being sadistically transmitted danger is one of those things that requires the full participation of those that are being infected. You have willingly committed your body to participate in pleasure with no limits because you have actively fed a hunger and a thirst for unrighteousness. All lines are being crossed. All borders are being breached, and all levels are being reached. The concern for danger is gone and not even being considered in your planned escapades of lust and desire. You have triggered a hunger that will never be satisfied. Thus your life has been compromised by the joys of sin that only last a season. Are these seasons worthwhile? The sixth being satanically transmitted doctrines is the hardest to identify because of how contagious a doctrine can be and how easily it can affect the souls and minds of the victims. Doctrines of devils have long been talked about in many religious arenas, but those trapped in these institutions of devils don't see that they have the same infection they speak of and are helping to spread by their own delusion of confusion through mass collusion. The falsehoods that are being spread will cause those who are spiritually dead to die the death of more confusion. Last but not least would be suddenly transmitted destruction, which is the outcome of all of the above mentioned STDs that have gone untreated, and thus you have been deleted from reality. Your mind is gone and your soul is breached, and the limits of spiritual destitution have been reached. You seek no help and are happy being bound and choose not to seek solutions. You've become the problem of your own demoted status in life, but think that you have reached a plateau of freedom because you can scream about it to voiceless, powerless individuals like you on social media and in the streets, aimlessly marching, seeking victory and freedom in a world turned over to the wicked, who care not about your comfort, joy, or happiness. You are the mastermind of your own destruction because you didn't heed the instruction of the wise and prudent, but chose the road to perdition. You had it all figured out, and you without a doubt are finding out that you have been deceived. You chose the wrong path, and the upper crust have laughed demonically at your pain. What did you gain in all of this? You lost your soul and gained nothing. You were told to choose ye this day whom you would serve, and you chose yourself and have lost your eternal life. you have been deleted.